Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Illinois Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. Thank you for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. If you are in this live, you can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. If your question is for a specific school, just make sure to name the school in your question so the representative knows that it is directed at them. Your cameras and microphones are off, so the panelists can't see or hear you. This is just one of many different sessions happening. Be sure to sign up for additional ones where you sign up for this one. This presentation is being recorded. It'll be available within about a week at strivescan.com/Illinois. I've gotten the housekeeping stuff out of the way. I will step out of the way and turn it over to our first presentation from the representative from Eastern Illinois University.
Hi, good evening. My name is Ann Marino. I'm a transfer counselor from Eastern Illinois University. I'll talk to you tonight about the steps to transfer to Eastern. The very first step would be to plan. When you plan, you might want to think of Eastern as a possibility to transfer to when you talk to your academic advisor at your current institution, as well as you can talk to me, who I'm the transfer counselor for EIU. The nice part about Eastern is you'll be able to get a smooth transition once you meet with your advisor or myself to get the general education courses or major specific courses that might be needed in order for you to transfer to a particular program at Eastern. We also offer a Panther Pledge program, which is a program that guarantees your admission to Eastern upon completion of your associate degree. Transfer credit. As far as accepting transfer credit, we at Eastern accept all college level credit with the exception of remedial or developmental coursework. We also accept all statewide agreements that we may have with your current institution, and the Illinois Articulation Agreement, which is the IAI, which accepts general education credit. We also have a reverse transfer policy, which is nice because you can transfer to Eastern and then complete your associate degree while you're at Eastern and transfer that credit back to your community college. We encourage all students to come to visit us in order to get an opportunity to take a look at the university, see if it's a good fit. Currently, during COVID, we do now have limited opportunities for visits, daily visits and Saturday. They're booked quite in advance so that you need to go to our website and choose a day that works for you. At that time, you'll talk to faculty and staff. There won't be any dining in our dining centers, but we'll be able to give you a good idea if Eastern is a good fit for you. As far as transfer admission requirements, a student must have at least 24 transferable credits and a 2.0 from their current institution, as well as a 2.0 cum GPA from all previously attended institutions. Students who don't meet that criteria, we would need a 2.5 GPA from the high school with an 18 on the ACT or a 960 on the SAT. As for financial aid and scholarship in regards to transfer students, we encourage you to fill out the FAFSA as soon as possible. As soon as you're thinking about Eastern, we encourage students to apply for Eastern a year in advance. And we encourage students to apply for departmental scholarships coming in the fall of the year. We also have, at the time of admission, transfer academic merit scholarship. When students have a GPA over a 3.5 to a 3.0 to a 3.5 is $1,500 a year. And students with a 3.5 to a 4.0 can receive $2,500 a year. There is no application for this scholarship. Just apply to Eastern, submit the transcripts, and we'll be able to award you at that time. In regards to housing for transfer students, we have transfer specific housing if you're 21 and older. We also have themed housing. We have transfer roommate matching. We also have on-campus apartments. For students who are commuting, we have parking permits and also dining plans for those who want to live off campus. Once you've been admitted, you are able to take advantage of our Career Services Department. We're able to help you with resume building, internships, and job fairs. And I guess the most important thing you can do once you're admitted is register for orientation so you can meet with an advisor, sign up for classes, and begin classes for your first semester at Eastern. Once you're admitted to Eastern and you meet with your advisor, there's move-in day, prowl activities, connection activities to help students to transition to Eastern in the nicest, quickest, friendliest way. That's all I have for Eastern. My name again is Ann Marino. I'll be putting my information up if anybody has any questions.
Thank you very much. And if you have questions, as mentioned, just use the Q&A button at any time to ask them. And if it's directed at a specific representative, just make sure to use the name of the school in your question so they know it's for them. Up next, we will hear from the representative for Xavier University.
Hello, everyone. My name is Leslie Moreda. I'm one of the transfer admission counselors at St. Xavier University. I'm here today with my colleague, Lisette. Lisette, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Lisette Huerta, and I'm one of the other transfer admission counselors, and I primarily work with students' last names beginning with L through Z.
Great, everyone. Well, thank you for joining us today. So a little bit of history about us. We were founded in 1846 by the Sisters of Mercy, and we are the oldest Catholic university in Chicago. And a few fast facts for you. We have a little bit under 3,000 undergraduate students, a relatively small campus with the average class size of 23. So you make sure you'll get that one-on-one attention from your professors. And if you were curious about our student body, this is just a little bit of our ethnic breakdown as well as the male to female ratio. And most of our students are first generation. That does include many of our transfer students. And we were also named one of the top 10 most diverse student populations in the Midwest. So briefly going through our different schools, the first school is the College of Arts and Sciences, which houses the majority of our undergraduate programs, as well as pre-professional tracks, pre-health and pre-law. We also offer 2 4+1 masters in computer sciences and computer information systems, which are also available to our transfer students. When it comes to the education department, we have early childhood, elementary, middle school, and secondary, and over 174,000 of our Chicagoland students are taught by SXU alum. Our second school is the Graham School of Management, which is a business school. There are 5 concentrations to choose from, as well as a 4+1 Master's of Science in Accounting with CPA classes available. The Graham School of Management is AACSB accredited, which is a great honor to have since the top 5% of business schools in the world are awarded this. And our last school is the School of Nursing and Health and Sciences. When it comes to transferring into nursing, you'll want to apply right off the bat just because it is a direct admit program. And when it comes to health sciences, we have communication sciences and disorders, exercise science, and sport and fitness administration. So these are a few of our resources available to our students. I'll just briefly go through them. One of them being the Learning Center and Writing Studio. You get 5 free hours of tutoring a week by qualified and skilled tutors. There is a Student Success Program, which is federally funded for first-generation income-eligible and documented disability students. And the Center for Accessibility Resources, which is for students with documented disabilities, just making sure you get to the end goal, which is graduation. And for our transfer students, this will be one of the greatest resources, which is the Center for Success. They'll help with job and internship fairs, assisting with just internship search in general, career exploration in case you're ever undecided, and student worker positions on campus. Our students want to be involved, so we have over 40 student organizations, and they range from a multitude of different things. So there's academic, cultural, government, and so much more. We also have a student radio and a newspaper. And some of our students want to live on campus, and so starting off, they do live in Pacelli or Rubloff Hall, and you are assigned a roommate based on a questionnaire, or you can name someone. And the big question is, how much is this going to cost? Well, tuition for 2021 to 2022 is $35,070 for full-time students. And for nursing students, it is $36,750. For scholarship opportunities for our transfer students, merit scholarships do range from 10 to 17,000 per academic year. This is based on your GPA and it's renewable each year as long as you're a full-time student and in good academic standing. So this is just a quick glimpse of our transfer admission process. So this first step is to submit your online application, which is completely free, sxu.edu. And then you'll send in your official transcripts from all institutions attended. And if you have less than 30 college credits, you'll also have to submit your high school transcripts. And as of right now, we are test blind, so you won't have to worry about SAT or ACT scores. Once you say yes to SXU, you'll submit your tuition deposit and/or housing application if you choose to live on campus. You'll set up a meeting with an advisor in our transfer center, which unfortunately they couldn't be here today. And then you'll register for transfer student orientation. Yes, thank you. That's Xavier University.
Thank you very much. And if there are questions, just use the Q&A button at any point, and you can ask questions of any of our representatives. Up next, we will hear from the representative from Kettering University.
Good afternoon, good evening. I'm John Waldo. I'm the Assistant Director of Transfer Admissions at Kettering University. We are located in Flint, Michigan. So Flint is the home base where General Motors was birthed over 100 years ago, and we are part of that great tradition. A part of our history is we were actually General Motors Institute, and so we're really well known for engineering, but we've branched out for some other things in the STEM arena. So we are, like I said, we are a STEM university. So we just offer STEM programs plus a management program. So sometimes students will either do management as a major or they'll do business management as a minor. And this is also a great place for students to do pre-med as a program of study. So you can see our majors there, predominantly engineering. We have lots of concentrations and pathways. We've been ranked as one of the best colleges for engineering. We're A-BET accredited for most of our programs, and just a great opportunity. So really, our secret sauce is the fact that we are a co-op school, which I'll talk about in just a minute. So you will not be stuck in large classrooms or lecture halls. We do not believe in that, because really, when you think about engineering or things STEM, it's really hands-on. So we're very much personal. Most of our professors have their PhDs. Class sizes are small, and the further you are up in your program, the smaller the class sizes are as you specialize. You get to know your faculty really, really well. You're not going to be taught by teaching assistants who might be, the same age as you as a transfer student or just a couple years older than you are. So you get to know your professors really well. Many of them make their cell phones available. They'll help you through office hours. So it's a great opportunity to be very personal with your faculty. Many of our faculty also even have students do research with them. So really the heart of what we do at Kettering is cooperative education. So our academic terms are probably a little different than most other colleges in the country, and that our terms are 11 weeks long, or you think in terms of about 3 months. And so students are divided into A section and B section. A section students start school in July or in January, while B section students do school in October or April. And the months that you are not in school, you are out in a paid professional work experience, or what we call cooperative education, or co-op for short. At a lot of colleges, they may say, hey, you should do an internship. The internship might or might not be required, might not be in your major, might or might not be paid. Well, at Kettering, they're a required part of your educational process. And depending on how many credits you transfer in as a transfer student, you might have to do anywhere from 3 to 5 in order to graduate. The benefit of that is that you are building relationships, building your network, building your resume, and many times our students get offered a full-time job by the time they graduate from college. So you can earn up to 2.5 years, depending on where you're at in your educational process. And when you come into Kettering, and you earn between $10,000 to $15,000 per year, which most of our students turn into, they reinvest on their education. Although we did have one student who bought a used fire truck and then refurbished it and then sold it on eBay. So it just kind of depends on what you want to do with that money that you make. It's money that comes directly to you. It's not part of financial aid. So here's just a few of the over 400 co-op employment partners that we work with around the country. We do have a lot of co-op employment partners in Illinois, but you also might want to expand your horizons in terms of where you want to do co-op. And many of these co-op companies actually also have places all over the country and even in the world. Some of our students who are able to get a co-op placement with a company that might have plants overseas, they might do 3 months and study abroad over in Germany, and then stay for another 3 to 6 months to work in a co-op in their co-op company's German plant. So all kinds of opportunities galore for students to get real world experience and get paid for it. So one of the key things when you're looking to transfer is what kinds of tools are available. We have all kinds of tools that are available on our website. So just go to kettering.edu/transfer. You'll find everything that you need to know there. You'll find how to make a one-on-one appointment with me. You'll find transfer course equivalency tool, planning guides, all kinds of things that are there. We are also accepting the Illinois Articulation Initiative to take care of most of the gen ed credits at Kettering as well. So that's something that's a fairly recent thing. Or if you have an associate's degree, that will also take care of most of your gen ed credits at Kettering. We're looking for at least 24 college credits with at least a 3.0 or higher GPA. And we're really looking for strength in calculus and the sciences because, for engineers, especially computer science, calculus is going to be the make it or break it for you to be successful. So we want to make sure that you've got that background, or at least you were on that pathway. So like maybe you've got up through pre-calculus at the school that you're at. So at least 24 college credits. Under 24, then we're going to be looking for your high school records as well. You can start at any time in April, July, October, or January. So we have all kinds of scholarships that are available. We have what's called a fixed tuition guarantee, which means that from the time that you start, there will not be any increase in tuition for the next 10 academic terms for you as a student. And we are also a fee-free school. So no fees for parking, for technology, for student activities. The only thing you're going to pay for is tuition, room and board, and books. So we do have housing available for transfers, but we also have all kinds of options all around campus. So if you're a member of Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society, we have an additional $1,500 a year Phi Theta Kappa transfer scholarship on top of our very generous merit scholarships, which are on par for our freshmen. They'll range from $8,500 up to $17,500 per year for a student, and those are renewable. So this is the new building that building is going to be really exciting. It's 105,000 square foot learning commons, and we just want to let you know that you can visit us virtually right now, or you can watch all kinds of virtual things, and just want to encourage you to transfer your credits and transform your future at Kettering University. Thanks for your time.
Thank you very much. I'll mention it again. If you have questions, use the Q&A button at any points and ask those questions of any of our representatives. And if it's for a specific one, just name the school in your question. Up next, we'll hear from the George Williams College of Aurora University. Your microphone is still muted, George.
Hello, my name is Matthew Menning, and I am here representing George Williams College of Aurora University. George Williams College is a small private four-year university off of the shores of Geneva Lake in Williams Bay, Wisconsin. We're a part of Aurora University, which is in Illinois, and then our campus is right over the border in southeastern Wisconsin. My name is Matthew Menning. I'm the transfer admissions counselor, and I'm also an alumni of George Williams College. I had a really great time. I transferred into this school, so I know a lot of the different things that go into it. My role is to help you with your transfer process for the entire time. From now until you're registering for classes, I'm going to be the one person that you'll be working with. You won't get bounced around other people like you do with some bigger schools. Part of what I do is I assess your transcripts line by line. I look at your GPA, I figure out your scholarships, and then we can work through financial aid. So we have 4 programs on our campus. We have business management, nursing, psychology, and social work. Business management is our newest program. We're just starting that, but we are using all of the skills and knowledge from the business management program that has been at the Aurora main campus. So we're using all of those skills and all of that knowledge to bring this program up here. What's great about that program is you can get a specialization in agribusiness, healthcare service, human resources, manufacturing, or nonprofit. So if there's a specific field that you want to get into that a business management degree would help with, we have those specific focuses. Next is our nursing program. Our nursing program is great. It's really small and hands-on. We have a small cohort of 32 students a year. So we only bring in the 32 students every year, which breaks into an 8-to-1 student-teacher ratio for our labs and clinicals. That gives you a lot of opportunity to have hands-on experience. You're not waiting through a big group of nursing students to see if you're going to be the one who's going to get an opportunity to do something in the hospital. We have that smaller group, which really gives you that opportunity to not only get to know your professor, but also get to do things hands-on. We also have a mid 90% NCLEX pass rate. And right now, with our last 2 classes, we have 100% job placement. We communicate with a lot of the places in the area. So you get a big relationship in the area. Then our psych major can also be a minor, which is great. And that's a focus in human behavior. And that degree can really set you up for a large range of careers. And it also is a really good base level for a master's. So if you know you want to get a master's degree in something, the psych would be a great first step to that. And then we also have our social work program. Our social work program is great. We're CSWE accredited, which means that if you finish your BSW degree, you're in advanced standing for your master's. It means that you only have to take 1 year of the master's program to be able to get your master's degree. And that's really important in social work to get your master's, because that's kind of like the terminal degree. That's kind of as far up as you can get with it. And it opens you up for a lot more jobs. So if you come here for that BSW, you can get your MSW within 1 year. And what's great about that is if you're a transfer student, you can have an associate's in human service, a BSW in social work, and then the MSW, and you're really well-rounded that way. So we have a great small campus. We have a 12-to-1 student-teacher ratio. So you're going to get really small class sizes. I know a lot of transfers that I work with are coming from community colleges, and I came from a community college as well. I benefited greatly from having a small class size and having that personal attention. So when I was a student here, if I was ever having trouble, this is the kind of school where you can get 5 minutes after class with your professor, and you can utilize office hours to talk through a project or talk through personal issues that are keeping you from turning in a paper, and they're always willing to work with you, which is really nice. We also have many clubs, and we make new clubs every year, which is great. So we have a club for every major, and then we also have some personal interest ones. We have the student, the Spiritual Advisory Council. We have our Sustainable Solutions Club. Last year we started a bowling club. The year before that we started a fishing club. It's just really what everyone's interested in. And then the best part of this campus is it's absolutely beautiful. It's an absolutely gorgeous campus. We're right on the water. Right now, we just got a big dusting of snow. So it's looking less like spring, but it's an absolutely beautiful campus. Our president likes to maintain our buildings and our history and the architecture to make sure that we're not blocking any of our natural views. And we are completely open for tours. We've been open for face-to-face instruction the entire school year this year without having to close down or go remote for any period of time. So we've always been open. And if you would like to come in for a tour, I would be happy to walk you around and sit down with you and talk to you about where you're at, what your next steps are, what kind of stuff you still need to do to become a member of our school. And also, I am always available if you have any questions. I know that transferring is hard. It's really confusing. There's a lot of schools that have a lot of different requirements. So I'm always here to help, to talk to you. That's my email up there is our general admissions email, and then our general phone number. So you can always reach out to us that way. You'll get connected with me and I'll be able to answer all of your questions. And then we also, if you go to gwc.aurora.edu/visit, you can sign up to take a tour. You can also sign up to do a remote tour where we talk through Zoom, And then we also have a self-guided remote tour as well. So we have a lot of options for you if you're not comfortable coming in yet, or if you're too far south in Illinois and you want to take a look at it without traveling up to Wisconsin. So thank you so much for your time. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out and I would be more than happy to help.
Thank you very much. And I'll mention that if there are questions, just go ahead and use the Q&A button to ask questions at any time you'd like. Up next, we will hear from the representative from the University of Illinois, Springfield.
You're muted.
Aaron, I think you're still muted.
Great call. Hey, thanks, Russ. Today, we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to talk about a few different things when it comes to Illinois Springfield. And as we go through, I think you'll really get a great feel for who we are as a university, what we're all about, and what makes Illinois Springfield the school that we are. In terms of Illinois Springfield, one of the things that really makes us special and one of the things that I think will really separate us is our campus culture. And when you look at our campus culture at Illinois Springfield, one of the things that surprises many students is how diverse of a campus we are. We're actually the most successfully diverse public school right now in Illinois. We're the only public school that can say that we're more diverse than our peer institutions in the country, and we graduate our diversity at a higher rate than our peer institutions in the country. We also have a really special campus where our students feel like they can be exactly who they are. Our students don't judge, our faculty doesn't judge, and that's really surprising because out of small schools in the nation, we are the most friendly and accepting campus in the country for LGBTQ students. The only two schools in the nation that are higher than us are two large schools out on the West Coast. And that allows our transfer students to feel really comfortable as a student on campus. We also have an amazing value. We ranked 5th in the Midwest for our students graduating with the least amount of loan debt by US News and World Reports this year. That's the #1 school in Illinois when you consider living on campus as a component to that. Scholarships for transfer students are based on GPA only. A 3.0 GPA or higher as a transfer student is automatic scholarship money. And we're doing that at the smallest average class size for public schools right now in the state of Illinois, which is in the low teens. And our student to faculty ratio is only 13 students to every 1 faculty. So a very small school feel. We've also got elite academics. We're the #1 ranked regional public this year by US News and World Reports in Illinois. And we have some of the best programs in the state. We're doing that being an online leader. If you want to do online education, there's not a better opportunity right now in Illinois. We've had online programs for over 23 years. We rank in the top % of any online program in the country. And we're the school that colleges and professors go to learn how to teach their classes online. This summer, we had over 1,200 college professors taking classes with Illinois Springfield to learn how to transform their classes to online education. So we didn't just start because of COVID. Some of the top programs that we offer, one is our computer science program. It is elite, both in cybersecurity and in computer science. Anything software engineering, we are an elite institution. Put it this way, every one of our computer science students or cybersecurity students gets their own virtual machine. That virtual machine has over 2,000 applications on there that the school pays for you. Just to give you an idea, the exact same software right now the FBI uses for cybercrime, you have access to for free as a student at UIS. We also are the leader at anything government. If you want to do anything from psychology to social work, political science to pre-law to public administration or public policy, there is not a better place in the state to be a part of. Our political science students aren't just turning in papers in class, wishing that that's how the world works. Our students walk the walk. All right, we have right now a student member on a professional, on the Illinois Board of Higher Education. Everything that's going on right now in Illinois, our student is on that committee with every elected politician right now in the state that will focus in on what it looks like for you in the future. If you want to do pre-law, I'm just going to give you a sampling of where our kids got admitted in 2019 for pre-law into law school. Vanderbilt, Duke, Emory, USC, UCLA, George Washington, Notre Dame, you name an elite school, our kids got there. What about 2020? Okay, Harvard. It doesn't matter what you want to do in law. We have the opportunities for you. We're the only school right now in the nation to house an Innocence Project without a law school on our campus. All right, you have those opportunities. We have the top child advocacy program right now, arguably in the world, as we're one of only 3 Gunderson National Training Centers and Zero Abuse Project schools. Amazing criminology program, and we have the #1 medical forensics program in the state. Now, what's the real reasons to come? If you want to live on campus, we have the best ice in our student union. It's a little Chick-fil-A or Thornton's gas station nugget ice. That's the real reason you're going to come. We have some of the best housing anywhere from townhouses and apartments on campus. You're going to be living in style. Our students can have cars. We don't have a parking problem. It costs $88 a year to park your car on our campus. And Springfield's a pretty big city, 120,000 people. We've got opportunities for everybody. If you're interested in applying, that is the link. You can check your status anytime as a transfer student. Once you get the 30 college credits, I don't need high school stuff. We don't need test scores. Just give me your college transcripts and you're good to go. And finally, this is my information. That's my cell phone. Yep, right here. You can text me. You can call me. That's my email. And I look forward to working with you this year. So thanks so much.
Thank you. And again, questions can be asked using the Q&A button at any time. Up next, we'll hear from the representative from Carthage College.
There we go. Good evening, everybody. I'm Bill Weir from Carthage College in Kenosha, Wisconsin, right on Lake Michigan, right at the end of the farthest north stop on the Union Pacific Metro line, just so right over the border in Wisconsin. Glad to be speaking with you tonight. Like to share my contact information for you so you can know how to get a hold of me if you're interested in transferring to Carthage College. You have my direct office phone number, my email. We also have on the screen, hopefully you're able to see that, is if you want to visit, how easy it is to visit in person or virtually, whatever you're more comfortable with. All of our classes have been in person since the fall and spring, although we do also have been offering the option of online for those that are not comfortable being in person. On the screen there, you have how easy it is to apply, carthage.edu/apply. Because you're part of this visit tonight, that's the application fee waiver code you would have for that. I did put up our FAFSA school code. Do know that Carthage has its own institutional scholarships and financial aid, depending on your grade point average in college, up to $13,000. Additional scholarships for things like if you're a member of Phi Theta Kappa. We also have our own institutional grants for students as well, plus whatever your FAFSA financial aid is would stack on top of all of that. And of course, do want to talk about our majors. We have over 50 majors and programs of study here at Carthage, with the biggest being those related to business and biology. Excellent pre-health programs at Carthage, for example, pre-med, excellent program. Business, accounting, finance, marketing, business management, and economics, as well as international economics. We also have teacher education being our third biggest department on campus. We graduate a lot of teachers. Even though we're in Wisconsin, actually the majority of our teachers will take the Illinois teacher exam and end up teaching in Illinois as well. So at our website, carthage.edu/academics, you'll see all our majors, which are hot linked and you can drill down deeper and find out more about them. Lots and lots of clubs at Carthage. We have over 140 official ones, and they range from academic and professional ones to those that are more related to individual activities and things like that. At Carthage, we also have NCAA Division III, 28 different teams, men's and women's. We're in the College Conference of Illinois and Wisconsin. So if you're interested in participating, you can. And you'll see the Recruit Me on there, so you can also, or if you go by sports, you can see the coaches' contacts will be in there as well. The Carthage is a residential college. 70% of our students do live on campus, and 80% of our students are still here on the weekends. So there's plenty to do on our campus and where we reside in Kenosha, which is the third largest city in the state of Wisconsin, approximately 100,000 people. And again, very close by Chicago and Milwaukee, if you're looking for professional sports teams, for example. But otherwise, you'll find lots and lots of great stuff here in Kenosha as well. Quite a wide variety of housing options for our students. If you check out our website, carthage.edu/student lifestyle housing, you'll see all of the different options on there. And I can send you links to any of the things that I'm talking about. If you do want to drill down a little deeper without visiting, if you go to the website carthage.edu/visit, you'll see there's different webinars we have on different topics. So if you want to learn more about computer science or psychology or what have you, you can see it there as well. Of course, you can always contact me, and I'd be happy to talk with you more. In fact, at Carthage, we give you a single point of contact, and that's me for both admissions, credit transfers, scholarships, financial aid, getting you set up to register for classes, sign up for housing. However, as a Carthage student from day one, you are going to automatically have a faculty advisor. You're going to have a success coach advisor. You're also going to have a career advisor from day one. So at Carthage, the Career Center isn't a place you go to in spring semester of your senior year, but it's a place we assign you to go to among your first days here on campus, and you have your own personal career advisor. And so among the things that person does for you is they make sure that you get a paid 4-credit internship in your major, or that you have the ability to participate in original undergraduate research for credit. So it's a big part of what we do here, part of the reason why we have such great outcomes, as well as our average class size just being 17 students. No teaching assistants, all professors. You know them, they know you, you're in their network. Additional opportunities for undergraduate research and internships flows that way as well. In fact, our our faculty student ratio is 12:1. 17 is our average class size. We have no lecture halls. Generally speaking, if you're coming from an Illinois community college and you're working on the standard Associate of Arts program, pretty much nearly always all your credits will transfer, and you would end up starting off at Carthage with junior credits standing. So if there is any questions anybody has about anything Carthage, scholarships, financial aid, our programs of study, particular majors, internships, what have you, please feel welcome to contact me, and I'd be happy to answer your question. So thank you very much for listening to me tonight, and Carthage College. Very much appreciate that.
Thank you very much. And I'm going to ask all of our reps to come back on camera and turn on their microphones. We'll do a quick little Q&A in the 5 minutes we have left here. Going to do value added for our attendees who are viewing the presentation live and those who are accessing this from the recording. And we'll go in the same order that you presented, and we'll just do a quick question here, which is, what advice would you give someone going through the transfer process right now? We'll start with Eastern Illinois University.
Hi, I'm Ann Marino from Eastern Illinois University. My best advice would be to visit the school and then request a transfer evaluation even before you're admitted. So when you're thinking about Eastern, just get a hold of the transfer counselor. We'd be happy to review your unofficial transfer transcripts and give you an evaluation.
St. Xavier University.
Hey everyone, I'm Leslie Moeda from St. Xavier University. The best advice I would give is to not be afraid to ask questions. Remember, we're always here to help you, so just don't be afraid.
Kettering University.
I would think in terms of when you're planning for a transfer, make sure that the universities that you're looking at have the programs that you're looking for, and that the path that you're on at your current school will be transferable to the institutions that you're looking at.
George Williams College of Aurora University. You're still muted, I think. Well, you're not showing as muted, but we couldn't hear you.
Okay.
There we go.
I would say start early. If you're looking to transfer in about a year, start talking with the college you want to transfer to. They can help you make sure you're taking the right classes in that last year, just so everything goes over smoothly. No one wants to miss out on a class.
University of Illinois, Springfield.
Yeah, that's all great advice. I mean, I think the biggest thing that you need to be doing as a transfer student right now is you need to have an idea of where you're going to go. Because just because you got a general education math credit done, it doesn't mean that you took the right one for the possible major you want to go into. And we want to be there to help you. We want you to get that associate's, and we want you to transfer so you can maximize the credit that you're getting and graduate from the university as quickly as possible. I know Ann said to talk with us about a transfer evaluation. You need to be talking to the 4-year way before you apply so that you have that full plan while you're at the 2-year.
Okay. Carthage College.
Those are all great pieces of advice that everybody shared with you students tonight. And again, I would say if your plan is to get an associate's degree, for example, that's great. And then if you have an idea of what you do want as a career or as a major, then as early as possible, while you are still working on your associate's degree, to go ahead and get a transcript evaluation done, and also what's called a degree audit from that 4-year school. So you'll know exactly what courses at the community college you're at will not only transfer to that 4-year school, but keep you right on track to still graduate in just 2 more years. And that would be my best advice on that as well.
Excellent. And since we have a couple more minutes, we'll do one more question as a bonus for everyone who's viewing this. And we'll quickly go in the same order. What is your favorite event or tradition on campus? And we'll start with Eastern Illinois University.
I think our favorite events are our open house events and then our events for admitted students. So open house for all population students and inquiries, and then specifically admitted students, because we introduce the admitted students directly to the faculty and to the program that they've applied for. So those would be the 2 traditional, fun-filled, swag-filled opportunities at Eastern.
St. Xavier University.
So we actually have 2 in mind, one of them being Transfer Student Orientation Day. All the transfer students get to come in and get to know each other and kind of learn more about the university and get a more one-on-one feel. And then when it comes to a more fun approach, we have something called the Taste of SXU. So if you're not familiar with it, it's kind of a play on the Taste of Chicago, where we have food trucks come in and you get free tickets and you get free food for local businesses in the area.
Kettering University.
I know for students, one of the most fun events is the midnight breakfast, which is like at 9 o'clock in the evening. So right before right at the beginning of finals week, they get together, and not so much right now with COVID. My personal favorite event is our co-op fairs, where students are actually in an exhibit hall, going around talking to potential employers for their co-op, because I love to go over and encourage the students off the wall and kind of coach them up and encourage them to get back in there and go meet some more companies and go land that job.
George Williams College of Aurora University.
Hands down, our harvest dinner. We have a small farm on campus that we grow a bunch of food, And then around Thanksgiving, we harvest as much as we can, and then we cook a dinner using as much of the ingredients that we grew on campus. So it's kind of our Thanksgiving celebration, and also that harvest of working with our Sustainable Solutions Club, growing all that food all year.
University of Illinois, Springfield.
Our biggest event of the year is called Spring Fest, and that's where our students get in teams of 12 to 16 people. They compete in everything you can think of, from scavenger hunts to trivia contests to who can collect the most canned goods, the volunteer and civic engagement, and it finishes off with a sports weekend, with the final event being mud tug of war, which everybody loves. So that's kind of the biggest one. When it comes for transfers coming in, we do some transfer kickstarts or orientations where we'll get you all set up for everything that you need. Even online students sometimes come down with those so that they can meet some of their professors face to face.
And Carthage College.
Yeah, the biggest thing that's is a newer tradition too now is actually bingo at Carthage, because the prizes are so amazing. There's iPads and TVs and all of this. So we've, even during COVID, because of the can't have that many people, we've done it virtually and still had over 500 students turn out virtually for our bingo. But on campus in person, it's amazing. It's just a great night, and we do it every couple of months at Carthage, and it's a great way to, otherwise in person, to meet people and really have a lot of fun.
Well, thank you for sharing that great information about your schools and not just the presentations, but also the great advice and the fun facts. And I want to thank everyone for joining us for this presentation. When you close this window, there'll be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. This is just one of many different sessions being hosted. Be sure to sign up for additional ones if you haven't done so already. And in about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all of the other session recordings at strivescan.com/Illinois. Once again, I want to thank all of our representatives for presenting during this session. And I wish all of you a great rest of your Monday. Take care.
Take care.
Hold on.